Well, what a day. I went to the Kyoto BitSummit, a sort of the E3 of independent games, I guess. I saw that they were having it in Kyoto on a poster in the subway a few weeks back. Looked up the tickets. It was 2,500 yen for one day, there were 2 days. So, I mean, yeah, the price, whatever. I was gonna go anyway, pretty much. And then when I saw the guest list, like they had a stage with people speaking. That sealed the deal right there. Before today, I had met two people from the games industry. Nobuo Uematsu, the composer behind the Final Fantasy series, and the producer of the Yakuza series, Masayoshi, I think it was, Yokoyama. That was here in Japan. Uematsu was in Sweden. Now, I've added several more to that list. I came there first. The first guy I saw that I recognized was Gio Corsi, the guy who works for Sony. Obviously, you might know him as I know him as the guy who helped big time to getting Yakuza back into the West. He was, I think, instrumental with the whole localization of. Because some years back you had Building the List, their little campaign of, like, Sony took an initiative to localize some Japanese-only games for the Western market. The top request was Final Fantasy Type 0. However, the second request was Yakuza 5, and that was the one I wanted. And both of those games came to the West. I don't know if more games came out of that whole thing, but for me, Yakuza 5 was the big deal. Yeah, I shook his hand. They told him that thank you very much for your efforts in bringing games to the West that for me resulted with Yakuza 5. On that note, not going chronologically, but later on I also saw Adam Boyce, who was the guy. I gave the same thanks to him, and he said basically, "Oh, Gio did all the work," and that was probably true. But he was, it had to go through him, so he was like the guy above. He was the guy at E3 anyway who like sort of introduced Gio and the whole initiative, so that was pretty cool. Staying with gaijins, so to speak, another person I met was Dylan Cuthbert, who worked for Argonaut Games, or Argonaut Software actually, which obviously were behind the technology that made Star Fox a thing. I actually also mentioned to him that I played a game of theirs called Creature Shock for the Philips CDI, one of those drag the cursor, fly through space shooter things. Not very good, I didn't tell him that, but it was just interesting to see his reaction on having one of those really obscure games mentioned to him. He was also he works now for Q Entertainment, I think it is, and they had a game called Sticky Bodies on the display where people fall down and you catch them sort of, and they fall into a giant guy with his mouth wide open. It was very Monty Python-y, and you get swallow bonuses, and it's called Sticky Bodies and everything. Yes, he was aware of the implications. Now to Japanese people. On stage was a certain man named Tak Fuji. I haven't played his games, the most famous of which being 99 Nights and its sequels, but he rose to gaming world prominence when he took part in the legendary Konami E3 press conference, where he coined, well, it was around before, but he reinvented the word extreme, let's say. And he also, of course, went on about 1 million troops, etc. He's a fun fellow, I have to say. Then I walked around for a long while. I saw Koji Igarashi on stage, who was talking about Bloodstained, his new Castlevania, but not Castlevania game. He unveiled that it's coming out May 24th. However, it's not really the game that people have been kickstarting for these years. It's another game, and like an 8-bit version that is extremely Castlevania. It's very much like Castlevania 3, actually, except you can switch characters on the fly very instantly. I played it for 10 minutes, for which I got the swag of another clear folder, of which now I have like 6 or 7. That was cool. He had his trademark hat on, of course. But for like an hour or more, I couldn't find him anywhere on the floor, and I thought that maybe he just did his bit and went home or something. And I was about to leave too, but then I just kind of, as I looked around, he just kind of appeared in front of me. So I was like, I accosted him then and asked him for a photograph and to sign something. And the thing is, I don't have any of the Castlevania. He started with Castlevania from Symphony of the Night. I don't have that game. However, I did bring Tokimeki Memorial for him to sign, because I saw on Game Center CX the interviews that was one of the first games that he worked on, at least in a bigger capacity. However, he worked on the PC Engine CD version, not the PlayStation version, which was the one I had, but that's close enough in my book. That was awesome, because I've enjoyed many a Castlevania game, even though I like the older Castlevanias most. Symphony of the Night is still inarguably an awesome game, and there were plenty of good Castlevania games after that too. I actually kind of like Castlevania 64. And then I was aware that tomorrow I don't have a ticket for tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to go. But tomorrow, the two people that I would have wanted to meet was Shuhei Yoshida of Sony, the boss pretty much, and Hideki Kamiya, behind who was co-director or something of Resident Evil 2, and of course Clover Studios and Devil May Cry and Platinum Games now everything. I was hoping that maybe those two were like going to walk the floor today also and then appear tomorrow. That was not, I don't think so anyway, because I don't think I saw him. That was not the case for Kamiya. But as Shuhei Yoshida appeared also, it was very close together when I met Igarashi and Adam Boyes and Shuhei Yoshida. It all happened pretty fast. For him, I had the idea to bring for him to sign. I brought the memory card for PlayStation 1 that I have, the original gray one. So now I have a memory card signed by Shuhei Yoshida. That is pretty awesome. The question is, that's the only PS1 memory card I have. Now, should I keep using that, or should I like wrap it in plastic and put it away and get another memory card to use? I'm not entirely sure, but very awesome. Kamiya, however, was not there. I didn't see him anyway. I saw a guy who looked suspiciously like Shinji Mikami, but I asked him like, Mikami-san this guy, and he was like, no. So either he lied or that really wasn't him. But he looked kind of similar, but he looked like just an ordinary guy, and it was very short too. So yeah, probably wasn't him. So yeah, today I've met a bunch of video game figures, which is very, very awesome. The only thing that could have topped this pretty much was if Miyamoto himself was there, but unfortunately he wasn't. And yeah, I know that's pretty much. Games at the show. I saw plenty of them. I only played one actually. It was the Bloodstained one. There was lines for pretty much everything. Another game I saw that looked really cool was Devolver Digital's The Messenger, which was like Ninja Gaiden actually, the old school Ninja Gaiden. And as I was talking to one of the guys there, a guy who works or worked at Tecmo with the newer Ninja Gaiden games anyway, was playing their games, and they were all stoked about it, and that was cool to see also. And I of course thanked them for the awesome Devolver Digital E3 press conference from last year, which was really funny. I think E3 really needed a parody, because it shouldn't take itself too seriously. I saw a VR game where they had a kind of like a swing set up, where a harness that someone would sit in and strap something to their wrist, their foot, and they would sort of swing their feet to shoot projectiles at a wizard or something. Little weird. Who would have that set up in their room? Especially in Japan, where they don't have a lot of room. Maybe just kind of a little tech demo.